Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton. Okay, this actually is a record because this is the fifth time that I have tried to make this video. Um, Hopefully I have enough storage that I can make the video and everything will be fine. It's just fucking annoying. But I've deleted some apps and hopefully my phone has enough storage and it'll make it to, um, and I'll be able to make it to the next phone. 2 weeks, 2 weeks. I gotta wait 2 weeks until Thanksgiving weekend before I get a new phone. So fingers crossed, right? And especially when I have to catch up from all the shit that happened when I was in Florida. It's a little bit crazy. I would have been done by now. And now I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, but we're going to do our best to try. Okay, so I was recently reading online that Sailor Moon R, the movie, is going to be re released in North American theaters in January of 2017. I'm very excited about that. There were three, and that movie originally came out in Japan in 1993. And there were originally three different Sailor Moon movies: Sailor Moon R, Sailor Moon S, and Sailor Moon Super S. And out of all three movies, first of all, I've seen every single episode of Sailor Moon in the original Japanese. And that is actually one of the ways that I learned Japanese, actually. When I lived in Japan and I was working at Tokyo Disneyland, I would stop by Tsutaya, which was the video store. This was back when they had videos, and I would get a different Sailor Moon video every single day, and I watched every single episode of the series, and it was great. And I cried like a baby when the series ended. Oh my god, and the ending was just crazy. So when they announced the reboot, I was a little disappointed at first because I was like, okay, well, I would rather see a continuation than a reboot, but they've been doing a really good job with the reboot, I have to say, and the reboot is a lot more holds a lot more closely to the manga than the anime does. So the original anime. So I enjoy that as well. Um, I love Sailor Moon. I don't know if the movie is going to be subtitled or dubbed, but I hope that it is subtitled because that way there's less chance of losing anything in the translation. But if it gets dubbed, it makes me, hesitant because what if something, I mean, there is an intimation of a past relationship between Mamoru and Fiore in the original Japanese. And I mean, that's the whole impetus for Fiore coming back because he wants Mamoru back, right? But I just hope that they don't lose that because, when they dubbed the whole Sailor Uranus, Sailor Saturn fierce lesbian romance, they turned Sailor Uranus into a boy. So I hope that they don't do that with the dub if they do any dubbing. I hope it's subbed. But regardless, I'm going to be going to go see it in LA or Las Vegas, wherever it comes. I'm very excited about that. Okay, so having said that, let's talk about the Bold and the Beautiful, okay, for the fifth time. Bold and the Beautiful, one of the main reasons why I love Bold and the Beautiful, well, besides the fact that it's a half an hour and it's easy to get caught up on, is that they have no problems going places, location shooting. They've shot everywhere. They've shot in Paris, Amsterdam, Dubai, Monte Carlo, Abu Dhabi, every fucking city in Italy because as I've mentioned, they are huge in Italy. Australia, those types of things. Those are places where Bold and the Beautiful has actually filmed. So it makes me I'm kind of shocked that this past week they had a storyline with Zende, which Zende is my absolute favorite. Right? He's the worst. Get rid of him. Get fucking rid of Zende. He is the absolute worst. I mean, when Nicole had her baby and he was like, I've seen the light. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I asked you not to do that. And we broke up over that. It was so dumb, blah, blah, blah. But then when she agrees to do it again, he's like, I can't believe you did this. It's like, well, I guess you didn't really have that change of heart after all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then this past week, he had this long, a monologue about how the reason why he doesn't want her to do this is because he spent his whole life not wanting people to leave him. That is the stupidest. I mean, that is like, why don't you just spit on Kristen and Tony in the face? And because they're the ones that fucking rescued you from that orphanage. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have a Forrester, job. You wouldn't be living in this country. You wouldn't have anything. You'd be dirt poor in that orphanage with dead relatives. I mean, like, they took you in and they adopted you. They made you part of their family. So, I mean, like, for him to go off like that's a justifiable reason, that's just stupid. That just is really stupid and does not pay any homage to the show's history. That really irritates me. So anyways, they had these scenes in Hawaii, and they showed exterior shots of Hawaii, which was basically just like stock footage, outside of Hawaii. But then for all of the actual scenes that were supposed to take place in Hawaii, the hotel room scenes were always done in the studio, which that makes sense because anytime they do a location shoot, all the indoor shots are always done in the studio. But then after that, all of the exterior shots that they were in Hawaii, it was really just, the Forrester workout sky lounge with bamboo and pineapples and thatched palm fronds over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, you couldn't even change the set? Really? Okay. I mean, it was a little ridiculous. I was like, okay, that just tells me this whole storyline needs to go. And this is the second time that the Avons have gone to Hawaii, because the first time was everyone except Zendaya and Felicia Cooper. She plays Sasha, who, by the way, looks just like Samaya Reese. I was watching episodes of, what's that VH1 show? No, it was E, and it was Famously Single. And I was watching Samaya Reese, and I kept thinking that it was Sasha because she looks so much like. I need to write to Soap Opera Digest about that because they look exactly like each other. Anyways, the first time was when all the Avons, Rick, Maya, Nicole, and then the two parents went to Hawaii for a week while Sasha and Zendaya got to know each other. Whatever. Either way, get rid of them all. I mean, like, just the whole thing is ridiculous. The fact that even Nicole, that egg donation has never been discussed as a viable alternative to have her carrying the baby. She's got to carry. That's stupid. That's so stupid. It's disrespectful. I hate that. I hate the whole thing. Really annoys me. Anyways, let's talk about Eric. Okay, so the other storyline was all about Quinn and Eric and how Ridge is still stomping around like a petulant child because Quinn and Eric are together. But let's delve back a little bit into Bold and the Beautiful history, and let's talk about Sheila Carter. Okay, Sheila Carter, and if you watch Young and the Restless, she is a psychopath. Like, I mean, like, clinically, violently psychotic, right? And Eric married her, and they all showed up to her wedding. Now, granted, they did all wear black in protest, but I mean, they didn't just ice them out like they did with Quinn. Quinn might have done a couple crazy things, but she does it more because she's a protective mama bear, and she does it to help her son get ahead. She's not like just crazy for crazy's sake, right? So that, again, doesn't make any sense to me. Now Steffi wasn't around for that whole Sheila nonsense, so she wouldn't know, but everybody else was. Thorne, Felicia, it really irritates me. Really, I mean, that really annoys me because that, again, not paying history to the show's, not paying homage to the show's history. And Bold and Beautiful is not normally like that. They normally do a really good job of paying attention to their own history. So that whole thing is kind of iffy to me. So how one of the people that I really want on the show to have more scenes is Deacon Sharp, because I think he's a great character, right? Well, he might not show up in Los Angeles, but maybe he'll show up in Genoa City because they mentioned him on Young and the Restless this past week for GC Buzz. So who knows? Maybe he'll come back to Genoa City. Either way, he's a great character. I would like to see him have more screen time. And another person on my wish list that I want them to bring back is, besides Hope, because, Hope is the love of Liam's life. And if we're going to have to deal with drippy Liam, I'd rather have him with Hope than with Steffi, ignoring the fact that he was totally in love with Hope. I would like to see Oliver come back, because with Allie now being dead, Oliver is now free to date anyone he wants, whether it's Steffi, Ivy, Sasha, Nicole, whoever. I think it's a good idea. Just food for thought. Okay, anyways, I'm going to cut this off now because I actually got this to work. So thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter at Angel Benton. And I see it didn't cut off like it did for my pump rules, right? And hashtag Bold and Beautiful to talk about the Bold and Beautiful. If I can get this to work again, I'm going to do one for Dancing for Relevancy coming up next. Okay, take care. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.